What's good, YouTube? What's good, y'all? What's good? So, I'm here to talk to y'all about Raiden Shogun and why she's even better than when she came out. This is the best Raiden Shogun has ever been, and she has continued to get better with the release of Dendro and the release of more and more Dendro characters that actually increase her level of efficiency, her actual level of play in the game. Raiden Shogun has been very, very good, and she is getting even better. And I think she's going to continue to get better with more Dendro characters that get introduced into the game. So let's show you why, and let's show you some of the ways that you can use her even better, and show you how you can use her at her highest level. So the first tip I want to tell you guys is I want to tell you guys to, if you're going to use her with Dendro, go ahead and increase her to level 90. If you're going to use her at level 90, she's going to be able to do the most damage with Dendro, because Dendro actually scales off of level way more than any other element in the game. So if you increase her level 90, she's going to be dealing way more damage. She's going to be dealing massive damage. And that's the first tip that I have for you to get your Raiden Shogun at the maximum efficiency that she can be at. So if you guys are going to use Raiden with Dendro, you're going to want to increase her elements of mastery, because as you can see on screen, it increases her bloom, hyper bloom, aggravate, and spread damage by a massive amount, especially if you have a way higher elements of mastery than I do. As you can see, I only have 96 elements of mastery, but it's still increasing it by a decent amount. If you go into that and you get like 1,000 elements of mastery, or getting close to 1,000, she's gonna be able to do massive amounts of damage, and her bloom and hyper bloom and aggravate is gonna do so much damage. It's gonna absolutely carry you through everything that you're gonna wanna do. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. It's gonna be able to shred through all the content in the game, carrying you through everything. Another thing I want to talk about is weapons. So for the weapons, you're gonna want to use elemental mastery weapons. So any elementary mastery spear or polearm, you're gonna be able to want to use that. So like Dragon's Bane, for an example. Dragon's Bane is very, very good for increasing your elemental mastery. It's not the greatest for her personally, but for the reactions that you want to need, you're going to want to have elemental mastery as high as you can have it. So if you can use a different weapon and you can substitute elemental mastery into your artifacts, which is what I want to talk about next, but you're going to be able to use her very, very effectively. That's what you're going to need on this character. You're going to need high elemental mastery, and you're going to need an elemental mastery weapon if you don't have enough elemental mastery in your artifact. Moving on to artifacts, you're going to want to have high elemental mastery artifacts, probably elemental mastery main stats. So for your sands, your goblet, and your crown, you're going to want to have elemental mastery on all three of those pieces to increase your elemental mastery to the threshold of probably around 800 to 1,000. That's probably what you're going to want to peak at. And that will increase your damage by 10-fold, making you be able to shred everything in the game. And the artifact set that I have in mind that you would probably want to grind up if you were to go this route, you're probably going to want to go for either the Gilded Dream set or the Flower of Paradise Lost set. But actually the best set is going to be the Gilded Dream set. It's going to give you the most damage out of all those sets, or all those sets that you can actually run. And you're going to have the most elemental mastery because it gives you plus 80 on the 2-piece. And the 4-piece bonus actually increases your damage by so much that it's probably going to be the best one for you. And the Flower of Paradise Lost set is only going to give you, it is going to increase your elemental mastery by 80, but it's only going to give you damage on bloom and hyper bloom reactions. It's only going to do things that are based on the core reaction, which you're going to need to use a water character for, which you may not always going to use, but most of the time you may use, but it's going to give you more options with the Gilded Dream set. So in my opinion, I think the Gilded Dream set is going to be what you're going to use and what you're going to need to increase your damage by a lot and have the versatility to do more things in the game. Now we're going to talk about the talents. For the main talent that you need to deal the most damage with Dendro and to be most efficient with Dendro, you're going to need her second talent, which is Transcendence Baleful Omen. That's her elemental skill. It was going to do the most damage. You're not going to want to use your burst as much because you're going to do less damage due to her not having as much personal damage, because you're running her for elemental mastery, which is doing reactions with the Dendro comp that you're using. So you're going to mostly want to use your elemental skill in battles and in fights to be able to do the most damage and to get the most efficiency out of your Raiden Shogun. There's no reason for you to use your burst, like I said, because you're going to be doing way less damage and you're just going to get way more out of your elemental skill. But if you do want to level her up to use them in different comps, you should level up those other talents. As you can see, I was 6, and 6 at the moment. So the team comps you're going to want to use, and you're going to want to use characters for her. You're obviously going to want to use Dendro characters and Hydro characters. So the characters I recommend you use are actually going to be Nahida, of course, maybe Tignari, Cole if you don't have anyone else, but you're probably going to want to use the Dendro Traveler if you don't have anyone else. For the Dendro characters. For the Hydro characters, you're going to probably want to use Nailu, Kokomi. That would be my main 2 recommendations. Nailu and Kokomi just give you so much Hydro output that's going to be able to deal and give you those blooms way more often, so you're going to be able to do way more damage with them. And they're also good and very low investment with the Dream set as well. So you're going to be very good with them. If you don't have those characters, you can probably use and get away with maybe Xingqiu, Mona. You're probably not going to want to use main DPS Hydro characters like Child, because he won't be able to deal as much damage that you're going to need him to do, because he's not going to be as great with the Elements Mastery set. If you're going to use Aggravate and Spread, you can use either double Dendro characters or the Dendro characters that I already named, or you can use characters like Fischl, even Beidou. Yai Miko would be very good. And then for the 4th slot, if you do want to have a shield, you can run Zhongli, maybe Diona, Layla, maybe even Candace. If you want to run Candace, to give you more Hydro application. Her Hydro application isn't the greatest, but if you don't have anyone else and you really want to use a shield, I would recommend her out of everyone else in the game. And another Electro character I actually forgot, she's very good with her, and she's actually one of the best Electro characters in the game right now because she's a healer and she's very good with Dendro. Kuki Shinobu is very good. If you do have her, you have her constellations, I very highly recommend you use Kuki Shinobu with Electro. And the reason why I didn't name Kujo Sara is because she's not that great with Dendro at the moment. She's really good for increasing Raiden's personal damage, which is actually pretty low with the Elemental Mastery Dendro thing that we're doing right now. So guys, that's the end of the video, man. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how your summons go for Raiden when you actually do something for her. I know she's not out yet, but she's gonna be out soon. But like I said, like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and